The Abner Doubleday myth is one of the most enduring and misleading legends in American sports history. For over a century, millions believed that Doubleday, a Civil War general, invented baseball in Cooperstown, New York, in 1839. This tidy story, widely accepted and promoted for generations, served patriotic and cultural purposes, but it has no basis in historical fact. The myth was born out of a desire to establish a distinctly American origin for baseball. By the early 1900s, baseball had become the nation's pastime, but questions lingered about its roots. Many believe the game evolved from older bat and ball sports like rounders and cricket, both of which had British origins. That connection didn't sit well with Americans eager to claim baseball as their own. In 1905, Albert Spalding, a former player, sporting goods magnate, and promoter of baseball as an American institution, created a special commission to determine the game's origin. The Mills Commission, named after its chair, former National League President Abraham G. Mills, was composed of baseball insiders and patriotic businessmen, but no historians. The commission wanted a simple, decisive story. They got it from a single letter. That letter came from Abner Graves, a 71-year-old mining engineer who claimed that in 1839, as a young boy in Cooperstown, he saw a fellow resident named Abner Doubleday invent a game of baseball. Graves' account, written more than 60 years after the supposed event, was filled with inconsistencies and lacked corroboration. Yet, the Mills Commission embraced it eagerly, and in 1907, they declared that Doubleday had invented baseball in Cooperstown. The appeal of the story was obvious. Doubleday was a respected military hero, Cooperstown was a picturesque American town, and 1839 gave baseball a suitably antique pedigree. The narrative had everything: patriotism, nostalgia, and simplicity. It also lacked evidence. Historians later discovered that Doubleday was enrolled at West Point in 1839, with no known ties to baseball or Cooperstown. Moreover, there were no writings or speeches by Doubleday that even mentioned the game. Despite these facts, the myth stuck. It was embraced by baseball's establishment and even institutionalized with the founding of the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown in 1939, commemorating the supposed centennial of the sport's invention. The town became a pilgrimage site for baseball fans, and the Doubleday legend was printed in textbooks and repeated by presidents. Only in the mid-20th century did serious baseball historians begin to challenge the story. Researchers like Harold Seymour, David Block, and John Thorne uncovered ample evidence that baseball evolved gradually from older bat and ball games, with significant contributions from amateur clubs like the New York Knickerbockers in the 1840s and 1850s. The real story was more complex and less romantic, but more accurate. Today, the Doubleday myth is widely debunked, but its cultural power endures. It reflects how Americans have often preferred a clean, heroic origin story over messy historical truth. While Abner Doubleday did not invent baseball, the myth built in his name shaped how the sport saw itself for generations.